We live? It's Memorex.
Yeah, we're live.
What's up, everybody? It is Monday. It's a minute with Stony Stone, and here we are. Thanks for calling in. We have a packed agenda tonight.
Yes,
We
we
have a
do.
special guest, Dakota Daines. We're going to get him on, find out a little bit about him and what's going on in his world. We're going to talk Catfish Bash. We're going to talk. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Rudy Gonzalez. Heard he was in the hospital today,
Ooh,
emergency surgery. I did talk to his wife, and a lot of prayers going out to Rudy, and we'll find out later on what's going on with him. And then that's about it. It's just Dakota Daines and Catfish Bash, and a little bit about a fishing report from the weekend, at least from my standpoint.
from you.
Don't want to give
Yes.
too much information because
Yeah.
we don't want to give all the secrets away for the bash.
Yeah.
But that's about what our agenda is for tonight.
Beautiful.
What about you?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm here for the good time.
You're here for the good time? I'm here for the good time and the whiskey. That's it. And I also can't forget our super producer, Eric Timeheader. Makes all
Yep.
this stuff happen
Woo-hoo.
behind the scenes, where he belongs.
Yep.
Behind
I
the
mean,
scenes.
yeah. Uh-huh.
You guys will see him face to face at the bash recording for Catfish Wars. Yes, we are still recording for Catfish Wars, and you'll see Eric out there doing his thing. So without further ado, Dakota, what's up, buddy? You online? You here? You present?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can
There
hear
he
you.
is.
Do we want to get a video of you going, or are we just
Yeah.
gonna listen
We
to
can
voice?
we can figure this out here.
I want to see your pretty face.
Oh, there's nothing pretty about it.
I've seen you. So
There
we
we
go.
go.
There we go.
Wait, okay,
Yeah.
he's up there
Gotta get
small.
Eric to expand here.
Oh,
there we go.
there you go, buddy.
There we
Dakota,
are.
coming on to a minute with Stony Stone. Let's find out a little bit more about you. The only thing I know about you is you're a fishing guide. You do a lot with Kevin Brock, and you do a lot of stuff on your own. So give a little introduction about you, and then I'm just going to fire some questions, and we'll get
Yeah,
going.
of course, of course. Started Dakota Townley's guide service full time, I think 6 years ago now. I worked for Kevin for 5 years before that. Grandfather was a full-time fishing guide for 32 years. So I've been on the boat since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, really. Just every fish camp, every anything that involved fishing or anything like that, I was there with him on the boat. That's how I got to know Kevin. That's how I got to know a lot of people in the industry. So I was pretty fortunate. I had a little bit of a head start compared to some, I feel. But we definitely took it, ran with it, and the last couple years with salmon season being closed down and stuff like that, we were able to grind it out and make it work. And my wife and I, we have a 4-year-old, so we were able to not go to Oregon with everybody else, and kind of adapt and start fishing some of the lakes, which we had never done before. So we were able to make that work, and it's just been a pretty fun ride so far.
But one good thing is that you're a guide and you're still married.
Yep. On like 4, 5, 6, 7 years. She's probably gonna kick my butt for not knowing exactly, but
Somewhere
she
in
was
there.
actually working at a tackle shop when I met her, so she kind of had an idea of what she was getting into.
Well, that's good. That's half the
Very
battle.
nice.
Is they,
Yeah.
I hear that a lot of guides get into this thing and all of a sudden they're divorced because the grind is real.
It is definitely important to have the right person by your side if you're going to do it and stay married, and somebody that is not married to you but married to the job just as much as you are. Everybody thinks it's glorious to go out there and fish every day and do all that fun stuff, but there's a lot of behind the scenes that nobody knows about, and it's strenuous to a point on the family. But if you have the right one, I got lucky, and she's able to hold down the fort while I'm gone, and things work out. So.
No, that's awesome. I looked into doing the guide thing. I got my guide license, done it for a few years. I do zero guide trips. I'm more about, hey, it's a good tax write-off to have. My niche is I get with guides like Kevin and do filming,
Yeah.
which makes it a good write-off for me. I get some good footage. I help promote local people and get to know people like you. One thing that I need to work with you at some point is like, hey, how do we get some video for you? Get on your boat and just doing some promotions, and that's what I love to do. What's funny is when I'm fishing, even on my own boat, is I'm all about getting the footage And
Yeah.
when that rod goes down, it's Anthony, my fishing buddy. He goes for the rod, I go for the camera. It's just
Yeah.
nature for me. I'm all about catching the footage. So
Yeah, it's been
Is
interesting for
good at
me.
catching fish.
It's been interesting for me because when I worked for Kevin, well known guy, he already had the name. He had the clients showing up every day. All I had to do was show up and fish. But
yeah,
now that I've got to the point where I'm doing everything on my own and stuff, you're so worried about getting the client their fish and stuff, but you're also trying to get, a short video for advertisement and you got to stay relevant. And it's just like this balance, that you kind of fight with. Obviously, the client landing the fish and enjoying themselves is a little bit more important, but you kind of fight that mental battle a little bit. I had a guy on the boat today, same thing, or had a fish on there and I was like, oh, I got to grab the phone and get a video. No, I got to net him, you're just like, ah. So it just,
the one thing that I added to my arsenal that I haven't used a whole lot of is I went and bought those Meta Ray-Ban glasses.
Yeah.
Has been the amazing thing because all I do is say, "Hey Meta, record." It
yeah.
does a 3-minute video. I don't need much more than that. If it's more than that, they're not going to watch anyway. But it just makes it hands free. I don't have to put anything in my hand. I don't have to do anything. That fish is on, and it's like exciting. I just go, "Hey, Meta, record." It starts recording. Boom, I got footage. Boom, it uploads.
Yeah.
It's just a little secret for the video side. Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, we had a client on the boat this striper season. He had those glasses, and I couldn't believe how clear the video was on those glasses when he showed me. I was like, holy cow, that's insane.
Yeah, I
Pretty
posted up a couple videos from our catfishing trip this weekend. One of Anthony getting on a fish, one of me getting on a fish, and it's all with the Meta glasses. And I was
wow.
looking at that going, "Holy Toledo!" It's not movie quality, but it's definitely good enough quality for social media.
Oh,
Yep.
for sure. Yeah, it was impressive to see.
So tell me a little bit more about Kevin Brock. As you know, I'm doing a lot with Kevin Brock. We've been doing a lot of promotions. I'm fishing with him as much as I possibly can. We're going to Oregon with him on Monday to catch a bunch of footage to do some salmon fishing. How'd you guys meet? And I've heard some stories of the old Kevin Brock. He's not the
Yeah.
new Kevin Brock we see
Yeah.
now, but
Honestly, when I started, being with him and stuff and working for him and stuff, it was kind of after he had gotten sick and I heard some stories back in the
yeah,
day, kind of
absolutely.
thing, whatever. But everybody has their youth at one point, right? But
Right.
he's been almost like a father figure to a point for me. He kind of started helping me out right when my grandfather passed away. I think when I was like 17. Uh, Kevin called me one salmon season, like I want to say I was 18, maybe 19, maybe 19. He's like, "Hey, my other guy didn't show up today. I need you to come run my other boat." I'm, 19 years old, never been in a boat over 20 foot running it and stuff. I remember we were sitting on the ramp the very first morning I went to fish for him. I fired up his 225 tiller that he had on the boat at that time, and it about jumped out of my hand, just because of the compression and stuff with those boats. And I looked at him and he said, "You're here now. You got to do it." And surprisingly enough, I went out that day and I actually somehow miraculously caught 4 fish and Kevin caught 3. And I remember going home and I just felt like King
Oh,
Kong, right? I was like, oh, I caught more than he did that day. And he was excited about it too. And then honestly, at that point, I started working for him and we pretty much lived together for 5 years, traveling around, learned a bunch of stuff. Learned a lot about the business aspect from him that I didn't know. I knew I knew enough to fish to get by at that point. Definitely wasn't, just kind of willy-nilly out there. I had an idea of what was going on, and he really helped me dial in everything and fine-tune it. And it was a big help for me. And this is where we're at now is somewhat because of him. So,
No, he's a great guy. You got to watch some of the Fish Kevin Brock podcasts I do with him on Thursday. Go back to some of the early episodes. You'll get a lowdown of the story. Kevin, definitely opened up and told his story about him being sick, and it's definitely he's got a new lease on life. He's a changed man. loves giving back, and I think that's one reason why him and I came together is through the Old Farts Fishing brand. We're all about giving back, supporting small business. He's got some funny stories about what he thought of me when he met me, and it was an eye opener. Going, man, I got to rethink some of what I do because
Stony baloney.
Stony Maloney, so crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Kevin's an amazing man. We talk about a father figure. My dad passed away this year, and Kevin, it started to dawn on me a little bit is like he is a father figure. He has so many characters, so many just traits that reminds me of my dad, and I think that's one reason why I navigate towards him.
Yeah.
Is he's just a great guy all the way around, and I'm looking forward to the adventure that him and I are on, and just surrounding myself with good people like you and what you do, and get to know you a lot better, and it's just all good stuff. Kevin's just a great guy.
Yeah, of course. No, there was it was pretty crazy. I've never seen anyone with as much, what am I going to say, drive or grit, I
Right.
guess. There
Yes.
was, there was times, I mean, where he would literally get out of, infusion or a chemo session, or it was like, he's like, yeah, we got to work tomorrow. And I'm just like looking at this guy like, what do you mean you got to work tomorrow? I mean, there was times where I'd go wake him up, be like, dude, we got to go. Get your shirt on. Let's go. I'd have the truck and the boat and everything ready for him to go. But just the fact that he could get up, go sit in the truck, go get in the boat and do it all that day and like be able to catch some fish and be present for your people. I was just like, man, this is pretty impressive. I mean, I think that's what keeps him going or was keeping him going at that time was just the drive of fishing and loving it and being with the people and so it's pretty neat to see, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and his new line, he's the only guide I know that has a full line of product. He got a lot of slack. I knew about his venture probably 8 months before it came to light. What he was working on, and once he launched, it was interesting. And him and I had lots of conversations about you're going to find out who your true friends are at this point. And it came that way. There was a lot of people that said they supported him, but as soon as he came out with his gear and everything, they didn't support him. And that's kind of how you find out who your friends are. And it's he's very fortunate. He has a place in Chico that's not his. A lot of people are like, oh, you own it. He doesn't
Yeah.
own that, or he just has a great partnership where he has a place to be able to showcase everything he has. And he's a great businessman, like you said. He's got great margins, great products, and he's doing what a lot of guides wish they could do. Is let some guides come out with one lure, one little thing that they have, and he's got a whole store full. I mean, I call it the Kevin Brock tackle box is what I call it.
Yeah,
Um,
I know. The first time I walked in there, I was like, holy cow. I had been
exactly
around
right.
a lot. I mean, I saw everything. I saw a lot of the R&D and like all that stuff. And I still couldn't believe all the SKUs that were in there that he had. It was amazing. I mean, I remember when he very first started doing the swim baits, we were literally sitting there with pots pouring one swim bait at a time.
Yeah,
It was him and I sitting there after we got done striper fishing. We'd pour swim baits all afternoon, and it's just like, oh. But just to see how much it's gone from like, that low production to just cranking them out and good product and just the packaging and just all of it. It's been kind of crazy to see from start to finish.
yeah.
So,
So where do you do most of your guiding at right now, Dakota?
right now we'll be fishing the Feather River, from the outlet down past Orville. Will be the outlet down into Gridley, potentially down into Live Oak. Just kind of depends on how it plays out. For me personally, I'm only booking till September 15th.
Okay.
I'm just going to kind of see what happens once that lower river starts going. Then we'll start, progressively making calls and getting our regulars kind of swung back in if they want to go again and things like that. But, we were on the water today and knock on wood, it keeps up like it was today. Today was actually pretty decent. We saw some fish around. We got a few grabs. We got a few fish in the boat. It was a pretty nice day. So
Nice. Nice. So if someone wants to book with you, how do we get a hold of you? What's the best way to book a trip?
yeah, you can reach me just at Dakota Townley's Guide Service on Facebook, or Instagram is the same. And then if you wanted to just give me a call at 530-680-3717, shoot me a call or a text, That's the easiest way.
Perfect, perfect. You and I need to talk at some point about getting you some footage. I'd love to get out with you and
Yeah,
got
for
an
sure.
extra seat on your boat. We'll bring some cameras and grab some stuff and hopefully we get on some fish. One of the trips I did with Kevin, I literally sat in the boat all day with camera in my hand, and that was the best nap I ever got. There was just no fish, and it happens, right? There's
Yeah,
times
of
where you go
course.
out and you just get. We did not get one takedown, nothing. It made for a long day, but I got a lot of sleep that day. And it's hard to get video when no fish are being caught.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Sometimes that's kind of the beauty of it though. You have those days where you grind it out and grind it out and grind it out and never get bit, and the next day you're kind of dragging and you pull up to the river and you're like, oh man, this hopefully it's not another tough one, and you slip your lure back in the first run and whoop, you get bit and you're like, all right, here we go. It's just kind of rewarding. So
No, is I'm not a guide by any means. I'm more of a camera guy, and I work a lot with different guides and gone through a few guides trying to find the niche of what fits, what works, and it's been a ride. I'm learning a lot about what you guys do, and definitely appreciate the hard work that the guides put in. And people are like, I don't understand why you book a guide. You have your own boat. You have this. I'm like, you know what? For somewhere around 250, $300, depending on who the guide is and what season it is and what fish you're doing, I'm going to spend more on my own boat with fuel, bait, launch fees, what have you, and trying to figure it out. Or I'm going to go book that same amount of money with a guide and get an education, have a blast, but at the same time support local small business.
Yep.
And that's why I book with guides. I book with several guides a year. And I usually go with Anthony. We always go out. We go with Rob Stoddard quite a bit. We go with Golden State Sport Fishing with Kevin. Hopefully we'll get you into that thing as well and start going with you. But we, definitely love it more for supporting the small business guys, because this is your bread and butter, and we appreciate what you guys do.
yeah, no, it's an interesting thing, like my wife and I, we go on vacation, 90% of the time we're taking a guided fishing trip somewhere. So it's kind
That's
of interesting. My wife, she loves to fish. I love to fish, and we like to travel around and just go see new places, new water, sit there and act like we don't have any clue of what's going on and just enjoy the trip. And like you said, support another guide business, another small business, and just enjoy it, man. It's fun. And like you said, but sometimes by the time you tow your own stuff, 100 miles or whatever, and you spend the fuel and stuff, you're ahead by hiring a guide. And you don't got to worry about trying to figure out what's going on or what we should be using. And it's just fun.
the best thing I like about going with a guide is I show up. I don't have to bring any gear. I bring some drinks, some food. When I'm done, I go home. I walk in the house, put my stuff down. I'm done. There's no parking the boat, unloading the boat, cleaning the boat. It's just like, there's times where I just want to go have a good time.
Yeah.
And not have a lot of crap to worry about.
Don't have to clean.
For sure.
Don't have to clean fish. It's all done for you.
Yeah.
That's one of the running jokes me and my buddy have when we don't catch any fish. We're like, guess what? We don't have to clean any fish today.
But Dakota, I appreciate you getting on with me. It just, the support we're getting with the Old Farts Fishing brand and A Minute with STONEY Stone has been amazing. My guest list is booked all the way up till the end of September. Once that starts to whittle down, I'll reach out to people. What's kind of cool now is I got people reaching out to me saying, hey, I want a spot. So definitely love the support. And again, Old Farts Fishing is all about supporting local small business like yourself, Dakota, and definitely appreciate you making some time out of your day to get on with us, because I know you guys go to bed early.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll be up at the alarm clock's going off at 2:45 tomorrow morning. So
There you go.
Yeah.
So we'll put all your contact information on this podcast, and hopefully we'll get some people to call you and get you booked up.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to hang on and listen to our other crazy stuff we talk about. We're going to talk a lot about catfishing now, because we are big cat fishermen and a lot of catfish scene. But yeah, you can drop off, hang on, whatever you want to do. Dakota, thank you very much for calling in and tight lines, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
Good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Switching gears.
What you got
Catfish Bash.
next weekend?
Saturday.
Yes.
It's hot August nights. It's going to be 100+ degrees on Saturday. This is going to separate the men from the boys.
Which is really weird because my wife's going to be fishing too.
The women and men from the ladies and gentlemen. I stand back because there are a lot of husband and wives teams, right? So you got Sippy Cup, husband and wife. You got Two Birds, husband and wife.
Yep.
You got you, husband and wife.
Yep.
Just a lot of husband and wife team, which is awesome because we got the females out there.
Yep.
So
it's pretty awesome as long as she doesn't outfish me every time.
She's got that woman's
She
touch.
does. She knows how to catch fish. That's for sure.
She does. So I would say this tournament is going to be a rinse and repeat of the last tournament. Middle of the day, noon to 8 o'clock. And its difference is it's going to be hotter than hell. According to the weatherman, it's going to be hot.
Yep. It was pretty hot last time though too.
It was pretty hot last time, but I don't think we were in the 100 degrees. We were a little shy of that.
Maybe.
But it's going to be pretty close. I kind of predict we're not going to see over 60 pounds. Last tournament, I think we were at 50 some odd pounds. We didn't break 60 for a total bag limit. Big fish.
Big fish was under 20, wasn't it?
I believe 19. So. 19 something.
Yeah.
Some of the big hitter teams out there only turned in one fish.
Yeah.
We got our 3, knock on wood.
We struggled to get 3. We only weighed in 30 pounds for 3 fish.
Yeah, so I have a feeling it's going to be the same. It's going to be a tough fish. We were out, kind of fishing report. We were out on yesterday, Sunday. Anthony and I were out, and I'll just share. We hit 7 spots. We were kind of just sticking and moving. Didn't want to beat up the fish, but 7 spots we caught 2 fish.
Yep.
So
you definitely didn't beat up the fish then.
We didn't beat up the fish at all. We didn't have a 30 fish day. So either we're fishing the wrong spots, but it's not like we're new to this. We've had some good days. We've done well over the years. I am bringing a 3rd team member this time, so we're gonna have 3 team members instead of 2.
Yep.
Hopefully that's gonna help us out a little bit. But I'm tell you, it's gonna be a lot of teams that are potentially gonna get skunked again. So it's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
It's gonna be anybody's game. So I'm excited to see what happens with this tournament.
So my question is, I know Eric's been on my boat filming for the Catfish Wars and stuff. So you're allowed to have a cameraman on the boat, right?
You're allowed. What we have an arrangement with Jake is even if you have 3 people, you can have a cameraman on the boat that's filming for Catfish Wars. If there's a 4th person, they can't reel fish. They can't do anything with the fishing.
Right.
They can just film.
Okay.
We did have a team that wanted to bring their wife or something as an extra person.
Right.
And the agreement was as long as she doesn't reel in any fish and she gives us some footage for Catfish Wars, she's there filming, we made those arrangements. So we try to be flexible for that.
Right.
Because we are trying to grow Catfish Wars. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So Catfish Wars is still in motion. We are still grabbing footage. I'm really pushing Eric to release another teaser. We have 1 teaser that we put out, but I'm looking for another one to come out here a little minute.
If someone were to want to see that teaser, where would they go to see it?
So if you go on
some people haven't seen it.
So you go to Facebook, go to Catfish Wars on Facebook, or go on to YouTube under Old Farts Fishing and look for the playlist for catfishing, and you'll see Catfish Wars trailer on there.
Okay.
But yeah, we're definitely getting some hype, but I do want a new trailer. The problem is he's my main cameraman for my photography business, and I've got him jumping right now. It's real estate season, and so I've got him hopping, and I'm like, come on, I want more. I'm just like that slave that just pushes and pushes and pushes.
Well, and then he was out of town for.
Well, he went to Italy, so
I mean, you got to catch up.
So I'm like, sitting there, go get this out, but I'm going to go to Italy. Ooh, I'm like, who approved that?
Yeah.
Well, the CFO definitely approved it. I didn't know about that, but the CFO's like, oh yeah, he's been working hard. Send him to Italy. I'm like, I haven't even gone on vacation, and we're sending Eric on vacation
to Italy.
Italy. No, but payback's a bitch because I'm going on vacation in September.
Just say, put when you're not available on the calendar. I was not available.
He is working on that new HR handbook, though.
No, we are going to take a vacation in September.
Where are you going?
We are going to Hawaii.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we're going to do a Hawaii trip. I am going to potentially book a guide trip.
Yep.
Just like I said, I like to support local, even though it's not local to me. It's Hawaii, but it's a local economy we're going to go see. So we're going to see if that pans out. You know, I definitely want to go with a decent guide, get some good footage, and I just don't want to go for a boat ride. I want to make sure we're getting some catfish or some
Matter
fish.
of fact, remind me after the podcast, I'll show you a video my brother sent me today from Hawaii.
Well, you guys hook me up. Well, hook me up with your brother. Yeah. I don't care if it's from the beach. Just I want to get out, get some footage, and I have an ulterior motive for getting footage while I'm on vacation.
Oh yeah, yeah. And if I can't hook you up with my brother, I can hook you up with my nephew. My nephew's a fishing fool. He loves fishing.
I just need something I can get some video to say this was a business trip.
The weather over there get under 70 degrees because then you start crying because it's cold.
70 degrees, it's cold. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, Catfish Bash is Saturday. I'm looking forward to it.
It's coming up quick.
It's coming up quick. So get your boats and gear and lined up.
Registered.
Get registered. The registration. We have 25 teams for the bash registered as of yesterday.
Okay.
Registration online closes noon on Friday, but it doesn't mean that it's closed. It just means online is closed. You can show up the day of and just say, "Here, I'm here. I want to pay my money." And we have a few guys that do that. They lay low, right? They're like, "We don't register, and all of a sudden, boom, they show up, pay their money, and we're like, "Where'd they come from?"
Yep.
You know, so we've got a few teams. I won't say who they are, but they definitely sneak in at the last minute.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping we get a few more. You know, we'd love to get 40 teams.
That'd be awesome.
We're about halfway there, a little more than halfway.
A little over halfway.
But we'll get there. It's a grind, you know, just like a guide thing. You know, the tournament scene, if you're a hardcore tournament guide, it's definitely a grind to do 6 tournaments a year.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then you got to throw in the other little side table tournaments too.
You got the Catfish Classic coming up next year with
that's not going to be a side table tournament.
No, that's going to be a main event, big time. You know,
I'm going for that money. I want that $8,000.
$8,000 guaranteed for the Catfish Classic. That one, be prepared. There's going to be some flyers coming out this week, next week.
Yeah.
Some guy I know is working on those right now. We'll see.
Richard's online.
Richard's
online.
Let's see if Richard's online. It's like, let's let the horse talk. Why let me talk? Let's Richard talk. What's up, buddy? We're asking you. We're asking to unmute. You unmuted yet?
Oh, there he is.
Nope.
You got to unmute. Unmute yourself. Look, he got the backdrop going and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up, buddy?
Hey,
how'd your fishing go on Sunday?
It didn't. After we saw you guys, and then Ken rolled by a minute later, and you guys, I didn't have any good luck from you, so we said, "Well, we're out of here." We left. We got off the water at 12:30. We just packed it up. Yeah, the wind came up, and it just wasn't. I was fighting the wind, trying to keep the boat straight and all, and we were like, let's just go. So we went and sat in the parking lot, had a little adult beverage and a cigar, and chilled out for a little bit and headed back home. And I stopped by Matt's place and picked up some more lures and all, and got some exciting news for that too. I got some prototypes coming out. So yeah, it was just the guys out having fun, and the catfish didn't cooperate, but we had a good time just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, that's what it's all about sometimes, having some good times. And we actually met Ken for lunch out there because we were struggling ourselves for most of the morning. And Ken called me up and said he was out there fishing. And he says, "Hey, you want to go get a drink or some food?" And I'm like, "Well, shit, the fish ain't biting, so let's go get something to eat." And sure enough, it was I like to call it the bite call. I got to remember that every time I make a phone call to the wife or to somebody to say, "Hey, what's up?" And Ken, made that thing. As soon as I hung up, boom, we hooked up on our first fish. I'm like, man, I should have made that call earlier.
Yeah, that's what happened with me. When my wife calls, we end up getting a takedown, and we didn't make a phone call, so we were just out there hanging out. And then I heard Ken says, "Hey, you out on the water?" And I said, "Yeah." So I said, "You guys over at the Richmond Bar and Grill?" He said, "Yeah, we were coming by." So Yeah, it was a good time though. We had a good time.
The
Yeah.
one trick I just remembered as we were talking about the bike haul, the one trick we haven't done, and I think I'm gonna have to pull it out of the archives, is the catfish chicken. Is we got to get the fried chicken. Is when I used to go when Big Willie was on my boat or JR was on the boat, they would always bring fried chicken and we tear it up. So I'm missing. Dude, we got to get the fried chicken.
Maybe.
That always
Maybe.
seems to work.
Maybe.
Yeah, we usually say, "Well, it's time to go." All of a sudden, bam!
There
As soon as
you
we
go.
say it's time to go, it's time to go.
So
Yeah, I'm ready to get those. I'm ready to get those flyers out. I am. Oh God, I am so excited about what's to come, and everything is just kind of coming into place. Got to get organized with the California State Park just to get a couple of cross the T's and dot the I's kind of thing. Find out there's some guys who are interested in bringing their fifth wheels down. I got to find out what length is the maximum that can go in there. That way, because I'm probably gonna have an outdoorsy come drop one right there where we're gonna be, and be on site the whole time. So I'm gonna get some organization out there and see about the discounts for the camping, and we'll be ready to go with some additional information. But that first flyer you and I talked about are going to be coming out here pretty quick. There was some important information missing on it after I did a second look, and
yeah, we
yeah,
both missed it.
yeah. I said I don't think that's on there. I think we need to. Sure enough, it wasn't there. So couple flyers going to come out. First one is just kind of like a save the date kind of thing, and the next one's going to give you the chance to make your deposit because
How soon?
this is
How
going
soon
to
can
be
people
big.
make deposits? As soon as that flyer comes out with the information, or
As soon as the QR code comes out, you can start making you can make your deposits because I think a lot of guys like to get their reservations in, for hotels or whatever. So it makes sense to try to put it out there. I know it's early. I thought about October, November, putting it out there, but just based on the prize money and entries and all that kind of stuff, somebody may have to show their feet online or something to make some extra money. So
so? So are you? How are you doing? So like when we do the bashes, right? We do it based on you. You pay. That's your launch number. Whoever pays first, your launch number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are you doing yours? Is there going to be a launch number, or are you gonna? How are you going to determine your launches?
yeah, I'm and I believe I have that in the summary there. So you're going to get a launch number with your entry and all that, and then once with the tournament starts, you're going to get this, it's like this silver coin, right? When you guys get ready to go out, and that coin, obviously, we talked about this before. Once it's time to come in, that coin needs to be in my hand when you before a certain time that I'm gonna be collecting the coins. So we're gonna go out in waves, and we're gonna do uh I think it's three boats at a time when I send everybody out. So
So
from outside of it, right at the buoys.
so let me play little devil's advocate here.
Yes,
So
sir.
so those coins you got to turn in to say this is when I came in, right? You're going to get to that buoy
Hmm.
line, hand you the coin. What if you got like 6 boats that came at the same time and they're right at that turn-in time? How are you going to, differentiate, who's inside, who's outside? Because now they're waiting to hand you a coin.
Yeah, well, you won't be outside. That coin. I'm not gonna be out at the buoy line. I'm gonna be on the dock.
Okay.
So you'll be inside the buoy line if there's 6 boats sitting there waiting to hand me their coin at time to go in. You've already
So
been
they
in there.
already got inside the buoy line before the
Yeah,
cutoff
you'll
time.
be. Yeah, because if you've never been over by the state park, the buoy line is about 200 yards away from the boat dock.
Okay.
So you have to go down this little channel to get out to the buoy line, right? So when we launch, everybody will come out of the dock works, out to the buoy line. But when you come in, you'll come into the buoy line, do your 5 mile an hour down and in, dock your boat. I'll be on the dock or somebody be out there, and I will be collecting coins with a watch in my hand. So
Okay.
yeah.
And I just wanted to ask that because I know there's going to be a few people that may have had that question or may question come up, but I just wanted to squash it before it got out of hand.
Yeah, and
So
there are a lot. There is a great deal of boat parking in that area.
Okay.
There's a lot. So I don't think there's going to be any problem with people um, tying up to the boat launch and all that. Now, if we get 50 plus, not a bad thing, but then there might be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah,
So,
you
we'll
or
figure it out.
overcome and adapt.
Yep.
yeah, and plus, I don't expect everybody to come in, and because it's not like Richmond Bar and Grill, you can actually trailer your boat. So I don't have a problem with guys are going to come in trailer their boat. They'll be able to park in the parking lot and leave plenty of boats on the actual water if they needed to. So with the area where we are, if you look at one of the, I have some pictures and stuff from there and from the bow fishing tournament. You can see that area, and I'll put out some other stuff to show the area that we're going to be in. It's pretty. It's big. It's big. It's going to house everybody that needs to be there, including any spectators that want to come down as well.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm just, I got a little bit of an edge because I'm kind of the one working on the flyer. So as soon as that thing is posted, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to give it at least 10 minutes before I pay my registration.
That's what was going to be my question is when that flyer comes out, that's going to tell us what the registration fees are and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so the first one, and Sonny, you and I talked about the first one is not going to have the QR code. It's going to be a save the date, unless you want to combine them. Now that we have to modify the one, with the missing information. If we want to add that while we're doing it, then we can send it all out at the same time. You know, I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, no, we'll get that out. My goal is to get that in the next couple days. I got to go in for a doctor's appointment tomorrow to get my brain fixed, but no, I got to go in for a procedure tomorrow. So.
My next question is: I heard you're going to have some merch coming out.
Yeah, I did. God, you can't keep a secret, can you?
I didn't show. I just said there's some stuff being worked on. I just don't
heard,
know when.
I didn't say who it was from. I didn't say it was from the Mexican Irish.
Yeah. So I've got some merch coming out. Obviously, you're gonna see this background is going to be on shirts, and I've got some hats coming out too. Um, Here pretty quick, so we're gonna do a trial run on those prior to the event, and then obviously they're going to be at the event, and they're going to. I've got some amazing, amazing raffle prizes
Sweet.
that are
Awesome.
going to come out too.
I'm
Yeah,
excited. I'm
they're
excited.
going to be they're going to be good. Yeah, they're going to be worth the raffle a lot. So
Richard,
can't
all I
wait.
got to say is you got a lot of hype going with what you got going on, and we've seen how some of these things have been run in the past, and you're talking some big game here. I'm excited to see how this all comes together, and I'm going to tell you what: if Richard nails this thing and it comes off like all the hype is going to be, it's going to be the excuse my French, it's going to be the shit. It's going to be the thing to do. It's going to be something you've never seen before, and I'm just glad to be part of it, and we'll see how it goes.
I'm excited. I can't wait to try to be there.
Yeah, I'm excited in all this, and and one of the things we've always talked about is the fact that every tournament isn't for everybody. So now I'm not expecting everybody who fishes every tournament to come and participate in this tournament. And because I'm expecting or want a a a return on the investment for the first place, the prize money, but not to make this is not about making any money. It's about putting on a show that reflects what your prizes are,
Right.
and that's what I think is going to accelerate this on into a different thing because, and I also now we're part of the ACA as well.
Did you join?
Um,
You're
yes,
working on it?
I did.
Sweet.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's the day I did. Then I saw this podcast. I can't remember the guy's name, and he was saying that in order to grow, catfishing, the ACA was the way to do it. And they were, I guess he was trying to say they were going in a different direction with some of the leadership. Even there was the guys who weren't even some of the bass fishermen were part of the ACA doing some promotion. But if you don't have catfishing guys doing promoting and doing what they got to do, catfishing part isn't going to grow. It's just going to stay where it is, even though it's big. It's got to be bigger. So I'm trying to get the attention of some guys that want to pack their stuff up, pack up the wives and the kids, and make a trip to California to participate in this thing. And if that happens, the world is our oyster, So I'm gonna put the best foot forward, and Stoney, like you get on the back end, and you have no idea. Well, I think you do, but people don't understand the guys that are behind the scenes that put together and are willing to see somebody else's vision and share it with them, and then it comes out to be the way you want it. You got to give hats off to the guys who don't want to be seen, but are major, major parts of what we're trying to do. So I personally, I'm gonna, out there publicly say I appreciate your willingness to invest your time and effort into there, even though I'm asking you to send me a bill.
No, it takes a village. It takes a good team.
Yeah.
A lot of the success of the Bash has been the team. Jake's
Yeah.
been great, but he can't do it on his own. It takes a lot of effort from a lot of different individuals, and that's the only way it's going to be successful. Surround yourself with good people. And one
Yeah.
question I do have is: do you feel that an $8,000 first place prize is enough money to bring in outside of California people?
Uh, yes, I do.
Okay.
And only because you're going to do it as a guarantee. Even if he's the one boat comes out of Texas and he's the only one who shows up, it's not based on any entries. The rest of your prize money going down from second down to the 10 spots is going to be based on the participation, right? But Garen, first place is what it's going to be. That's where my investment in um um my investment comes into this tournament. That's mine. That's me and my business is putting up that prize money and then the participation. That's why I'm going to press it so hard in order to give these guys that second and third and fourth, and you're going to get your money back for 10th place. You
Yeah,
know.
and I look at this as a jumping off point, right? Because
Yeah.
it's new, it's something new you're doing. It's a new brand. It's a new vision, and to
Yeah.
come out the gate new with an $8,000 guarantee is Some of the people are going to say, well, that's not enough money to pull in people from outside, but you know what? It's a starting point.
Yes.
And who's to say is this when this is successful? Is what's going to happen next year? Is it 50,000, 20,000? The world's your oyster. It's like, let's make this successful. Let's do everything we can to support Richard and make this the thing to happen, and it will happen.
Yep.
You start shooting bullets at it and finding fault with it, and dissension and all kinds of things will just destroy this thing. And Richard, you know where my brain's at. With the Old Farts brand and what we're doing with fishing with STONEY Stone and what we do. We have your back. We're going to support you the best we can.
Well, and I definitely appreciate that. I don't think the production will be the deterrent. I think that the production and the if all goes well with the once again the infrastructure of what this is going to look like. Even though if for some reason there aren't 40 boats or 45 boats or 50 boats, right? But what people were going to see is the production value of the tournament itself. And then come next year, they'll be like, oh, shoot, wow, this is what I missed, or this is what, then, mark in your calendars for that following year. To me, this is not a one-hit wonder. This is the beginning of something bigger to me. So,
And for all you baseball guys out there, everybody likes baseball, right? I look at this is Richard's in the big leagues, right? Richard's doing the big leagues, a World Series, a Catfish, and you look at what Jake's doing and what I'm involved with. Jake, that's the minor league. It's never going to be the World Series. It's the farm team. It's the train. It's the one you do, 6 times a year. It's the training ground. You're going to get your feet wet. You're going to get an idea of what a big tournament looks like. And you get to practice and you learn who the players are and you learn who the teams are and you do the minor league. And then guess what? You advance to the big league. You're going to pay the bigger money, have a chance at the bigger money. And that's the way you got to look at it is we're running the training grounds and the Catfish Bash to get you ready for this big tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, if you look at the ratio, and most people are going to look at it talking about money, how much money are you spending on some of these tournaments that are coming up, and what do you think an $8,000 first place, a $20,000 total prize fund? That's not including the raffle stuff. That those numbers aren't even in it, right? What would you pay to join some of this? So think about that as this thing comes out. I put a lot of time and effort and analytics into the presentation. So we'll see how it goes, and the promotion part is going to be key to that. So Eric, I'm glad you're back. We got a lot to discuss as we move forward too. So
don't forget, he's got to go through. My new business is not just Stoney's Photography, but we rebranded to Real Estate Photography Services. But we still have an arm of Blue Green Productions, and we will definitely take care of you. And Eric's my right-hand person, so we will definitely be talking about what we can do to get you some cool footage.
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've got some ideas, and I know there's some ideas out there that I haven't thought of, and some spots are going to come out, and what I want to do is at some point you and I need to get on one of our boats together, either yours or mine, and be out.
Yours is bigger. Yours.
And
you got the comforts.
And get out there. I was thinking, I'll talk to you offline about the timeline. I know I'm not fishing at this bash coming up. I won't be in town. I'll be out of town, unfortunately. I had some stuff moved. My schedule got moved around as far as work is concerned, and it fell on this date. I was like, no. Yeah. So,
one less person for us to beat.
Yeah. So one of these this Sunday when I get back, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, probably talk about getting out on the water or whatever. I know I'll be in, was it Arkansas, in a couple of weeks as well. So we got a lot of stuff going on family wise and all that, and work. So we'll put something together here. But yeah, we gotta get together and powwow on the boat.
Just let me know, because we can do any day of the week. Good thing about being self-employed is I can make my own hours, and if I got to go fishing to do some video projects in the middle of the week, oh darn, I guess I got to go.
Yeah, me too. I'm, being a business owner too, that's where I do some of my recreational stuff. I told myself I golf too. I said I'm not ever golfing on a weekend ever again. So expensive. I can do it during the week. So yeah, we can get out there on a weekday and no boat traffic out there. Find a calm day and make a day of it.
Hey, that's something you and I need to do too. Is I used to play a lot of golf. I'm not good at golf, but I know the game. I know how to play. I can hit the ball straight as an arrow. I just can't hit very far. But I never lose.
Jacked up back. You ain't swinging no clubs right now.
Well, don't let me be responsible
my cherry.
for your downfall. Yeah. We'll let you heal first. You got to heal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Richard's awesome to get you on. I got some work to do here in the next couple of days for you. We'll get that going. Love having you on the podcast, and we definitely have a lot of work to do. And I'm not meaning to cut you off, but I'm cutting you off.
No, I appreciate you giving me a few minutes of platform here, based on what you're doing. So I really appreciate that, and I'll get on the list to be the guy, so I can suck up all the time. But I appreciate what you're doing for me. I appreciate that very much.
Appreciate you. Is Jake still online or not?
Jake's still on.
Yeah,
all right, so I want to switch gears. Yeah, I want to switch gears here, and Jake, you guys.
Jake, I'm probably gonna steal your wife to do some stuff for me too.
Hey,
Just
I love
letting
to
you know.
steal your wife every once in a while too. So
Here we go. What's going on, guys?
oh,
Here we go.
we all love your wife, Jake.
Ah,
We
fuck.
do.
Here we go.
She's great. You
Uh,
might not get her back for business, so I'm just letting you know
oh,
right now.
man.
Yeah. All I gotta say is I love
Uh,
Jake's wife a lot more after the bash is over. After she had a few drinks, and yeah, she's my favorite at that point. Come on,
just because she gave you a kiss, Stoney, that's all it was.
dude. That's all it took. That little kiss was like,
Uh,
oh, Toledo.
yeah.
It's all right. It's all good. Jake, you got anything you want to say about the bash coming up?
Man, I'm just, it's going to be tough with the heat. And just same thing as last one, man. I had some complaints from the bar about some dead fish floating around. So we will be paying attention to that. If your fish does not swim away, it's not going to count.
There you go.
There was 8 different fish found at the docks that had floated up to the shore that had died after our last tournament. They need to swim away. They need to be alive, and that's going to be. I'm not fishing this tournament. I'm going to focus on some stuff that I've been missing out on, and I'm going to make sure those fish swim away, or different aspects where I can focus on to make this tournament a little bit better. Instead of focus on fishing it, I'm going to make sure these fish are swimming away. Some things are a little different.
Very good. I like that. Is there anybody online that has questions for Jake, or are we just gonna, a lot of people don't like to talk or whatever, but if you got something you want to say, now Jake's got this floor. Let's bring you on, ask your questions. Now's the time before we get to bashing.
Yep.
Mr. Producer's
few
watching.
minutes.
Nope. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the heat, but this is what separates, the pros from the non-pros. And I say pro, not meaning that you make a lot of money, but the guys who commit to doing this, who commit to doing this sport, you give it your all.
Oh, hell, then I'm a pro.
You are a pro. Dude, anybody who shows up
Finally.
and commits to doing all the tournaments, in my mind, you're a pro tournament guy. You're giving it your all. And you're putting in the work. I had Derek Hartle show up my house today to pick up a few things he needed from me. And this guy has not placed well. He's struggling.
Right.
But he's excited. Every time he comes out, this dude is excited. He's learning.
He got third last time, right? He got third last time, Stoney, didn't he?
No, he got, I don't think he got that high up there. We were talking about that. He was still farther down. He thought he was going to get big fish and got knocked out by like an ounce or a pound or something. But Derek's, he's another one that's going to be on the podcast here, but he's coming up. Bar S guys, Warren, a lot of new teams coming on the scene. We have 25 teams registered already, guys. 25 teams coming into the bash. I think that's equal to, or maybe one more than last time. I have to go back and look. I don't remember.
It's equal to.
It could be equal, so we're not losing people, but we have a few more new teams coming out.
Yep. Love it.
Who do you guys think is going to be heavy contenders this?
Dude, I say
Probably
that
not Stoney.
probably not us, but
I mean, he was really strong last time.
but you know what? It's anybody's game. But it's one of those things to where we've seen like Sippy Cup, who's a top player that turned in one fish.
Yeah.
Us coming in 4th place, it's like we haven't been up that high in a long time. So I have no predictions.
I've got to break the top 10. I've got to break the top 10.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
Stoney, I did have somebody I remembered real fast.
Yes, sir.
There was a complaint about the bar. We were going to do something different this time. We wanted to release the fish away from the dock.
Right.
Not at the dock. We want them back in your live well, fresh water pumping, their gills moving, not at the dock. And, a lot of the bass tournaments do that. They have release boats. They have that, we don't have that luxury. But we're still going to make sure the fish are alive, put back in your live well, and the aerator's running, and they're released into the middle of the lake where the water's warmer, where there's no green muck, where it's healthier for the fish. And that's something we needed to make an announcement on the page. Kind of lacking on that. I kind of missed that, but we'll get it out this week and let everybody know.
Yeah, if you're tied up, Jake, just let me know. I'll do it as early as tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm on nights, man. Like I'm working 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. right now, so I'm either sleeping or eating.
All right, no, I'll take care of it. I'll get something out on the page tomorrow. About that.
Yeah, all fish need to be released released into the middle of the lake, away from the green, the algae bloom, away from the really hot water, and I think that'll help the fishery also.
Perfect.
For sure.
All right. Anything else you got? So I'm going to move on to a couple of different things, but
That's
good?
it, man. Thank you, Stoney.
Yeah. See everybody Saturday, and good luck to all the teams that are coming out. Yep. All right. Man, a lot going on. Real quick, guest list for A Minute with Stoney Stone. Like I said, I've booked all the way out till the end of September. I've got some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
I've got so next week on 8/11, which would be next Monday, is we're gonna try to do something
on Tuesday.
What's that?
We film on Tuesdays, Stoney.
Tuesdays. Dude, no, we don't. We film on Monday. I'll be at Gold Beach on Monday. So there may or may not be a podcast next Monday. I will be in Oregon. It's just a matter of Eric and Darren, whether you guys want to do a podcast here without me. We'll sort that out. Or, when you do as a podcast, I'll call in from Oregon if I can, and we'll sort that out. But yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. But
we got a whole week.
8/11, I'll be in Gold Beach. And then the 18th, I've got Kyle Weiss with Headhunter Sport Fishing as a guest. And believe it or not, I've been in contact with Dieter Melhorn. If you're a catfishing guy, you know who Dieter is out in, I believe it's North Carolina. And I got him to come on. He has a huge following on Facebook, YouTube, all the social things. So excited to have Dieter on as a guest. Then after that, I got Dave Quinn, who is a guide out at Clear Lake catfishing guide. Dave Quinn, never really heard of him before. One of the 500 guides on Clear Lake now. But we'll get to hear from him. And then I tentatively have somebody from Real Addiction Sport Fishing coming on out on 9/8. And then I've got another... I got Devin Lake from The Lake Guide Services is another guest. And then I've got another Sean's Guide Service from Sean. What is this? I can't even read my own writing. Rainsberger. Don't even know who this guide is. But like I said, I've got people reaching out to me now saying, hey, I want to be on your podcast. So that's exciting to me.
That's good.
A lot of guys I don't even know. But, hey, we're going to give you a platform. That's how we get to know you, how other people get to know you, is you get on A Minute with Stoney Stone, and we'll just talk about what you do. So
have a good time.
Have a good time. Let me see what other notes I have. November 8th is the NorCal Guides Association dinner. Okay. If you've never been, it's a blast. It's NorCal Guides Association. Go follow them on Facebook. Go check out their website. Anthony and I went one year. It was a fun. They have hundreds of raffles. I mean, pretty much almost everybody wins something. They raffle off guns. They raffle off, fishing rods, trips. There's just so many people. It's a blast. It's usually out in Yuba City somewhere. But if you can definitely check that out, go out to NorCal Guides Association. Registration is open until October 18th. And then the dinner is on November 8th. So, I'll talk to Anthony. That might be something we do again this year, is get out to do that on that dinner.
Very nice.
Darren, what do you got going on? Mayhew Makers?
Just going to be picking up the skags from the...
we got our prototype skags.
Prototypes getting powder coated. One's going to be in the white, one's going to be in the black.
We'll have those on display. I could have used that skeg this weekend. Yeah. It was windier than hell. I didn't have it because, like I said, it's out in powder coating. It would have been a perfect test to say how's this going, but I'm looking forward to put that thing to work. We did use it already. It just wasn't really windy.
Yeah.
But
I haven't had a chance to use mine yet, so it'll be a determining factor when we go to the Catfish Bash this weekend.
The cool thing about all of these are custom made for your boat, custom made for your trolling motor. There was a few comments on a video that I put out where guys are like, it's going to void your warranty. You can't put holes. I'm like, the nice thing about your product is you don't put any holes. You don't modify your trolling motor at all. It's custom fit to fit on snug as a bug in a rug, is what
Yep.
I said.
Yep.
And there's no modifications.
Yeah, and if you need to take it off, it comes off real easy.
Yeah. So that's one cool thing I like about the product that you have. So you can go to oldfartsfishing.com. You'll see some proto videos or prototype pictures up there.
Yep.
All the information you need on how to get a hold of Darren if you're interested in pre-ordering or getting on that list to say, I want one of these for my boat.
Yeah,
And
for
Darren is your guy. Don't ask me questions. I'm just the marketing guy. I have no technical background on anything.
But yeah, if you got any questions, just you post them up there and I'll get to them and I'll answer them for sure.
Yeah. And if they want to call you, what's the number?
Yep. If they want to call me, my number is 916-261-8278. If I don't answer, please leave a message and I will get back to you.
All right.
For sure.
And for all you guys out in Yuba City, you know my buddy Rudy Gonzalez, who runs Rudy's Fantastic Shine, went into the hospital today, emergency surgery, and still trying to get some details on him. But his prayers and thoughts are going to be definitely needed for him to figure out what exactly is going on with him. It's never good when you got to go into emergency surgery. And I did talk to his wife a little bit today, and he was getting out of surgery. And that's the last I heard. So I will be talking to them tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
And just wishing him some good health, good recovery. And yeah, that's kind of where we are. We got like 2 or 3 minutes left, and I don't know how many people we have left online. Anybody have any comments, questions, concerns? Or we lose everybody, but it's all good.
Stoney.
Yes, sir.
I want to say something. I was hoping Jake would stay on, but he didn't. So
I can speak.
if you could send him a message. I suggest strongly you only weigh in 2 teams at a time.
2 teams at a time.
Everybody that checks in, have a number system where you pull numbers out of a hat and you do 2 teams and 2 teams only. The problem is most people, God, I'm going to get a lot of haters for this, but it is going to be what it is. A lot of people really don't understand how to care for the fish.
I agree. You drop them on their heads.
Oh, yeah.
I got almost $500 in my oxygen live well system, and it's taken me 3 years to get it to where it's at now. I will admit, in the beginning, I've lost 4 fish in about 30 tournaments.
Yeah.
And each time I figured out what I was doing. Now I know I got a system. My fish are more pissed off now coming out of live well than they are going in the live well.
Yeah.
And see people line up, 6, 7 deep through a weigh-in. Those fish are out of the water. So if you only do 2 teams at a time, then the other 2 get the 2 baskets, they go get the fish out of the live well, walk up. Yes, it's going to take longer, but the fish is going to be in better shape.
No, so I will talk to Jake tomorrow for sure. I know he'll be watching the rest of this podcast as well. We'll definitely take that under strong suggestion and figure something out. The one thing that we did is we went and got our own baskets. We got our own collapsible baskets to put on our boat. We don't have to wait for a basket. We can just basically put the fish in our own basket, bring them up. But to your point is if you got a long line of 7, 8 guys in there, your fish are out of the water for a long time.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes a lot of sense to minimize that, keep your fish in your live well as long as you possibly can, and then bring them up, a couple at a time. So I like that.
The one positive thing I seen last year with the Kings of Clear Lake, they had 2 tanks sitting there as you're going up to weigh in that you could actually set your basket in that water, and it was aerated, had the oxygen stuff in it, and you could keep your fish in the water in the basket while you're waiting to be weighed in.
Yeah, that's another
I
thought.
thought that was pretty awesome because you're not sitting there with fish out of the water.
Yeah. So one good thing is that we can always improve, make things better, and that's one thing we like about the bashes is it's not a one and done. We got 6 times, 5, 6 times a year to do this.
Yep.
So we hopefully every time we're getting better and better and better and taking all these recommendations, putting them to use, and that's how we're all just going to make this thing a better tournament. So Ken, definitely appreciate your input, and we'll see what we can do.
And on the latter side, I changed. I knew you and Richard were fishing Sunday, so we decided when me and my partner came up that we were going to change our plan. So my trip was a sightseeing trip with lunch included. We just threw the fishing pole to look like we were doing something.
Hey, well, I definitely appreciate the lunch we had with you. It was fun to just catch up and shoot the shit for a little bit. And so appreciate you reaching out and say, hey, let's go get some lunch. And again, we weren't catching very many fish either, so I'm like, yeah, let's go get some lunch.
Yep.
I would have stayed on the water if I got one bite.
Which would have made that lunch even better is if Ken just paid it.
Yeah.
That's all right, man. We are past our minute with Stoney Stone. We are past 8 o'clock. I try to be respectful of people's time, but we had a lot to go over today.
Yep.
Catfish Bash on Saturday. Everybody be safe. Let's have a great time. Remember, good sportsmanship is a must.
Yes.
We don't want to have any casualties to that. There is a zero tolerance for, I'm just going to put it rudely, zero tolerance for dipshits. We're not going to put up with it. You're either with the program or you're not. So tight lines. We will see you on Saturday, and good luck to everybody that's going to be fishing.
And stay safe on the water.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out.